you're known as Chef Danny.
Yes.
You're the executive chef of SBE.
Yes.
Maybe sometimes I wish I had your job. When I go to your different properties, the food is so interesting. So now tonight we are at your new restaurant.
Yes.
New SBE, Mercato di Vetro.
Yes.
On Santa Monica Boulevard in West Hollywood.
Yes.
It's a 2-floor restaurant. It's
Yes.
actually pretty big, and there's very different ambience from the ground floor to the first floor. It's the same food, but the decor is slightly different, and it's a different vibe, and it's kind of noisy. It's a little less noisy upstairs. So you've recreated the menu.
Yes.
You had to recreate the menu. You have to reinvent yourself because you created the menu at Gladstone, at Clio, not Bazaar, but then you guys know you. But then you still have to change. You can't do the same food. So tell me about how you Italian restaurants. So where's your Italian take?
Well, I think there's a lot of obviously the pasta, the pizza. We're doing a lot of Italian influenced food, but it's not necessarily all traditional Italian. There's a lot of other influences. We put a little bit of there's a little bit of Asian in there. There's a little bit of other flavors in there that we mix in together to make it a little bit more of an original experience.
And then some are your personal take because you're half Asian and half Moroccan. So you have this twist. So like the carrots, we had a special tonight which was baby carrots with the American spices.
Yes, so there's toasted cumin in that. There's a little bit of drained yogurt in that. There's also some currants, so we use a little bit of different spices that might not be as used widely and all over Italy, but there is regions in Italy that use cumin. There is places in Italy that do use a lot of spices, so I'm kind of like borrowing those flavors and making it our own.
Well, it's actually, we in LA we're so used to fusion, so that you kind of have to have that mix, right? So then we had some mushroom that were really nice, and we started with some crostini, mozzarella tomato, and the other one was kale.
With tomato, kale,
Then of course we had some pizza, which were very nice. We had some pasta, pasta, and we had some a quail. I really like the quail. We also had the branzino.
Yes, the branzino.
Nicely cooked.
Yeah, thank you.
So that was a very nice Italian twist. And then what else did we have that I forgot? Oh, and then the bone marrow.
Yeah, the bone marrow with the oxtail marmalade. Yeah, that's our take on the bone marrow. It's kind of like the bone marrow is the butter for the bread. The oxtail jam is the jam. So you put the bone marrow like the butter, you put the oxtail like the jam, and then the shallots, and that's the way you eat it. So.
And then dessert with a tiramisu, of course, panna cotta, and then the ice cream. I wanted this ice cream; it was out, so I got a different one, which was nice.
Okay, I think what you had was the caramelized apples with a salted pecan gelato.
Right. Yeah. And then I was gonna leave and say, no, you can't leave your table. We're gonna bring you the coffee, so you have a whole process with the coffee, right? How do you call that process with the coffee?
Well, it's basically, it's almost, we distill the coffee, so basically you have the cold water in the bottom. As it boils, it goes up, and it goes into the coffee, it infuses with the coffee, and it comes back down, and it's already infused with all the flavor. Yeah,
so it's very, showbiz, like Hollywood-ish.
A lot of show,
Well, nice job. I like your take of not completely straight Italian food with some, fusion. We're so used to that in LA now. So. Well, thank you, Chef.
Thank you.